Hi, friends. I'm reading Bang, and we're going to start with chapter 44. Got a quarter, mister? It's been a week since I read about Keeley. I'm on the corner trying to make some dough. The man with the briefcase and the brown crocodile shoes steps to the side. No. I walk up to a woman in a pink suit with a purse big as a gym bag. Lady, I ain't ate in a while. I say the words real nasty like it's her fault. She steps to my right. So do I. She moves to the left. Me too. I put my fist out at first. Then I open it wide and smile. Her high heels scratch the ground. Her fingers unsnap her purse. It's against the law to accost people for money. She throws $1 at me. I pick it off the ground and keep on begging. I call my mom. When she picks up the phone, I hang up. I call right back. She talks real fast. Says she wants to know where I am. He's out of the house now, and I'm going to press charges for what he did to you. She keeps on talking. Telling me that Keeley's funeral was real nice. Everybody came, even kids from our class. He wore white just like Jason, and his mother put a paintbrush, paints, and a notepad in the casket with him. Seeing that just broke you up. Man, she says, it's going to be all right. Just come home, please. I only ask her one thing. Was Keisha there? Oh, her? Yeah, my mother says. She put something in the casket. I didn't know what at first, but later his mother told me it was a picture, the one he drew of her that day, on our block. Then Keeley's happy, I think. My mother repeats herself, come home, man, it's going to be all right. I slam the phone down. How's everything going to be all right? My best friend's gone, my dad's gone, and when they find him, they might just lock him up, and me right along with him. I go back to the corner and hustle up more money. The next man I hit up is wearing a gray suit. He hands me $1. I ask if he's got more. He spits at my feet. I look around, pick up a brick, and chase him up the street with it. What you think you playing with, huh? Huh? If that brick wasn't so heavy, it would have been upside his head. But I couldn't hold it like I wanted, so when I threw it, it didn't go far. What you looking at, I say to a woman holding her purse like I want it. Before she answers, I snatch it and take off running. Keeley giggles in my head like a girl, and I hear Aunt Mary saying, about time you started acting like a man. I had a dream about Keeley. The whole time he had his back to me. I kept telling him I was sorry for what happened. He sat in the corner of his room and painted a picture of his own self. He put big red wings on his back and painted a violin in his hand with a paintbrush for a bow. I told him I would make it up to him. He turned to me with his big tear rolling down his cheek, but he never said nothing. I told him I was going to be like him from now on, not scared of nothing. The next morning I stole another purse. 3 days after that, I stuck a screwdriver in some guy's back and told him I'd dig a hole in his lungs if he didn't give me his wallet. I got $120 now. But that don't stop me from hustling on corners for more. From waiting till dark and grabbing pocketbooks or putting screwdrivers or broken glass in people's backs and making them give me what they got. My father would be disappointed in me. I know he would. But then I hear Keeley say, you ain't got no father. And I keep doing more and more stuff and liking it too. Okay, so again, not at all what Man's dad intended. And Man knows this, and yet at the same time, he, I think, is just so bitter about everything that has happened and is just at a point where he feels like he can't see anything that he's doing going right or having positive outcomes. So we can infer that, he is just lost, that he just does not know what to do. And I think now he's sort of feeling that obligation to do what Keeley would have done because Keeley's dead. And he's just carrying all of this guilt for Keeley, which he really didn't have much to do with. But I think we can also infer that this stems from him feeling guilty about Jason's death. I had to start getting money from someplace else. Cops started parking around where I was. I think business owners were complaining. Or maybe folks just got tired of getting their pocketbooks taken. On this side of town, people wear suits to work too, but they ain't got as much dough. I can tell by their clothes, by the kind of purses the women carry. Even by the money they throw in my cup, quarters mostly. Not hardly ever no bills. It's late October. It's getting cool and turning dark sooner. I got me a jacket the other day and found a nice park bench to sleep on. It's under a street light, and there's some other people sleeping around there, but I don't trust them. Don't trust nobody but me now. For 3 days, I try to do right and beg for what I get, but all the time I'm out there, I only make $20. I still got some of what I made from before, but food costs money, and I won't be eating soon if I have a lot of days like this. Excuse me, miss. What you want? I don't like how she's talking to me, but I try to be nice and smile. I'm homeless, and her gray eyes go from my feet to my face. Little boy. She sounds like she feels sorry for me now. How come you're not home? I shake my cup. All I need is $2 for food. Her fingers move red lipstick and pink paper around in her purse. Where's your mother? She know where you're at? I lie. I tell her my folks are dead and my foster parents don't care about me. She hands me $5. In a few months, it's going to be snowing out. What you going to do then? She don't want an answer from me. She's walking up the street. But she gives me an idea. So everybody I go to now for money, I tell a different story. I'm homeless. I'm in foster care and they threw me out. My folks got 10 kids and they laid off. So I need to help bring in money. It works. The quarters turn into dollars. People are nicer and talk to me longer. But it don't seem to matter. Even while I'm seeing sorry in their eyes, I'm wanting to hit them or take something off them. I can't even explain it myself, but something in me just want to hurt somebody real bad. Okay, so again, we can inference here that that he is just broken inside. Things are starting to go a little bit better. He's making more money, but he's still sleeping out in the street, still thinking about his family, kind of denying them, trying not to think about it, trying not to think about his dad or his mom or Jason, just out there living life, but angry. It's not supposed to be warm in October, but it's 68 degrees out, too warm for a coat. All day long, people have been mean to me when they should be nice since the weather's just right. No matter what story I tell them, they don't want to hear it. They just about run when they see me coming. They push my cup away or just come right out and say for me to leave them alone before they call the cops. That kind of stuff makes me mad. So I shove the next guy I see and tell him to give me some dough. A security guard sees what I do and comes after me. I take off and spend the rest of the day hiding in the back of a building near a dumpster. It's late, like 2 in the morning. I sleep on the porch of a vacant house. It's right around the corner from a store that stays open all night. You can buy all kinds of stuff there. Weed, liquor, guns. I pay a drunk to buy me a 40, then sit on the curb and drink the whole thing, pouring the last drop out for Keeley, 'cause I ain't never going to stop missing you. All right, so here I'm visualizing him, sleeping on a porch, the front porch of a vacant house. I'm not exactly sure what kind of neighborhood it is, but it sounds like the store that he is buying things from kind of indicates that it's probably not the best neighborhood. My head's spinning. I can't walk straight, but it's warm out. Indian summer, I guess, and I'm still thirsty, so I get a man to get me some more. He looks at me funny when I pull out money and some falls in the street, but he picks it up and gives it to me anyhow. Then he goes inside and gets 2 more cans, one for me and one for him. He don't talk much, so while we're down in beer, I tell him about Keeley and my dad. I thought I was making sense. I mean, the words sounded right to me, but he keeps saying, huh? What you saying? Next thing I know, he's telling me to go home, standing me up, letting me lean on his shoulder, telling me he's got a son too, about my age. He live with you? Sure do. You wouldn't leave him in the street, would you? For bad things to happen to him. He walks over to the alley. Nah, not me, he says. He tells me to stick my fingers down my throat and let some of that mess out of me. He asks what I'm doing out so late. I don't answer. He pats my pockets, finds money, holds it in the air and says, I ought to take it. Every dime. I sober up then. He hands me my dough. Go home, little boy. There it is again, little boy. A reminder that he's not a man yet. And we don't know exactly how old he is, but remember they said in the article about Keeley that he was somewhere between 14 and 18. I'm stuffing money in my pocket, hurrying after him, letting him know I ain't nobody's boy. I'm a man! I punched my chest the way Keeley used to punch his. Some guy standing on the corner, rapping, stare. I'm a man, hear that, punks? A man. The old guy laughs. A man ain't going in the alley with a pocket full of cash with somebody he don't know. He's tall and straight-backed. I was going to take it. He rubs his red eyes. But you look like my boy, I told you that. Got ways just like him. When we're by the store again, he picks a cigarette butt up off the ground and lights it. Get home before something happens to you. He speaks to a woman coming out the store, grabs her bags, and heads up the street with her. I get somebody else to buy me beer. I down another can. I can't hardly see straight, walk straight either. Spot me a 5? A guy says. I stand up, arms so heavy I can't keep his hands out of my pockets or stop his boys from dragging me over to the alley. But when they're done, I'm sober. Broke and sober. A few days later, after I've hustled up enough money, I'm back on the same corner asking everybody to buy me some beer. Those same guys roll me again. The next week, I buy a piece. I steal the money, snatch it right off a woman late at night walking away from an ATM. For $150, I get me a 9mm gun, and I'm going to do what Keeley would do with it. Get the guys that got me. Ooh. So are you seeing, I mean, it's just like one thing after another, after another, after another. Like he can't break this cycle that he's in. I think about Keeley, Jason, and Moo Moo a lot. Can't keep him out of my head unless I'm high. So I drink as much as I can. It's making me meaner, though. Making me want to get even with somebody. Anybody. Everybody. All week long, I'm walking and waiting, hoping to see the guys who robbed me. Come Saturday, I just want to shoot somebody. Anybody. Hey, you, I call him out. I walk up to him quick, ask him if he remembers robbing me. It feels good pulling the gun out and pointing it at him. I like that everybody can see what I'm about to do, that I can shoot. Me and him both stare up the street to see where the shots are coming from. Bang, bang, bang! I fire back. The gun gets real hot like a glass of milk heated in the microwave. That's when I figure something's wrong with the gun. More shots are fired. People take off, crawling under cars, ducking in doorways, running into the store or up the street. I run, but I don't know where to hide. I'm looking up and down the street watching. 2 men with their guns pulled out are shooting at each other half a block apart. They're dressed in suits that match their ties and wearing the kind of hats that get put in boxes when they ain't on somebody's head. Bang! I slide under a blue BMW. I close my eyes. Die, you! I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I open my eyes when I hear that because the words ain't coming from a grown man. They're coming from a little boy. He's like 5 years old, standing in front of the store, chewing on his thumb. Talk about a flashback, right? Man's got to be really freaking out here seeing a 5-year-old boy standing in the middle of gunfire again. The men are walking toward each other, shouting, just like they do in cowboy movies. The boy's in the middle, standing with his eyes closed, like Jason. Ma! I cover my ears. Ma! The men keep shooting, ducking, and talking garbage. The boy gets on his hands and knees and crawls. They shoot. He cries. They shoot. Go, dog, go. I shake my head. Jason says it again. Go, dog, go. I tell him no. I don't want to die. Go, he says. Only this time he sounds sad and scared, like he's the one being shot at. I'm watching the little boy, listening to him cry. Jason didn't have time to cry. They shot him, and he died right off. Go. I look up and down the street. Go. I slide out from underneath the car, lying in the street by the curb, squatting, looking both ways, running low and fast, watching bullets fly over my head, listening to him whistle by, low and sad, like they're sorry for what they're about to do. Ma! I cover his body with mine. Tell him what I wished I had told Jason. Don't worry. I won't let nothing bad happen to you. All right, so now I am wondering, is this going to be a turning point for him?